In your next house, you can upgrade the countertops, the paint color, and even knock down a wall. But there's one thing you can't remodel once you move in. And if you overlook it, you live with it. Because no one wants to lie awake wondering if they bought a home on the wrong street in the wrong neighborhood. Today, I'm breaking down some of Charlottesville's best neighborhoods to live in. Well, at least according to crimegrade.org. And if you hang around until the end, I'm going to share with you some of the crime data for Charlottesville, how it stacks up, and what you really need to know. So, before you make a move you second guess later, let's go ahead and get started right now. Hi, my name's Stephen, and along with my wife Leslie, we help people find homes in and around Charlottesville every day. So, if that's you, we'd love to help. And hey, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. So, let's talk about it. Charlottesville's best neighborhoods. What are they, and how do you actually land a home in one? But first, as a real estate professional, I can't label one Charlottesville neighborhood as safer or less safe than another. I mean, crime happens everywhere, and safety depends on many factors. So I always encourage you to do your own research and reach out to local law enforcement if you have any specific concerns. Now, additionally, tools like CrimeGrade that we're going to use today can be a helpful starting point, but they rely on reported data and percentages that don't always capture the full context of the situation, especially in smaller population areas. But with that being said, today I'm highlighting 3 Charlottesville neighborhoods that consistently stand out in the data that's publicly available on the CrimeGrade website, and I'll also break down what makes each one attractive, each one of the neighborhoods, from a homeownership perspective. Of course, there are certainly more neighborhoods we could cover, but I've chosen 3 popular neighborhoods, and I've actually had the opportunity to take you in through those neighborhoods in some of my videos before. All right, so let's start with neighborhood number 1, Greenbrier. You can see it here on the map, just northeast of downtown Charlottesville, tucked between Rio Road to the north and the 250 Charlottesville bypass to the south. Now, when we remove the neighborhood layer and reveal the underlying crime grade data, you'll notice Greenbrier consistently falls within the stronger color ranges on the map. But data only tells part of the story. What really sets this area apart for a lot of buyers is the location and lifestyle combination. I mean, Greenbrier is one of those Charlottesville neighborhoods where natural amenities are literally part of daily life. The Rivanna River runs right through the neighborhood, and the Rivanna Trail, a nearly 20-mile loop that goes all around the city of Charlottesville, passes directly through Greenbrier Park and the surrounding area. And that means that residents have easy access to scenic riverside trails for walking, hiking, biking, or just getting outside without ever having to hop in their car. Now, Greenbrier Park itself is a local favorite, and the mature trees, green space, and connected path system make the neighborhood feel more like a community than just a place to live. Now, on top of that, you've got established homes, often on generous treed lots, and a location that's close to schools, shopping along Route 29, and just a short drive into downtown Charlottesville. And it's that blend of suburban, calm outdoor access and everyday convenience that keeps Greenbrier near the top of buyers' lists. So, when you combine strong data trends with real everyday living, river access, connected trails, parks, established character, and central location, it's not hard to see why Greenbrier consistently rises to the top for people looking to call Charlottesville home. But now let's talk price. In 2025, only 9 homes sold in Greenbrier. The median sales price was $625,000, while the average came in higher at $739,000. And because 9 homes is a relatively small data set, it's more helpful to look at the broader value range. And in Greenbrier, you typically find homes priced between $400,000 and $1.5 million, and many landing in that $500,000 to $800,000 sweet spot. So, how does that compare to the overall Charlottesville market? Well, in 2025, the median home price across Charlottesville was $503,000, while the average came in higher at $633,000. Condos and attached homes were the most affordable segment, with a median around $320,000 and an average around $431,000. And now I know that's a lot of numbers, so feel free to pause the screen here to see if you'd like to take a closer look, because I broke it down by bedroom count for detached homes as well. Now here's the thing, and it's important. When talking about a neighborhood in Charlottesville, the neighborhoods I'm showing you on the map today are used by the city of Charlottesville as a comprehensive planning map. Over the years, different neighborhoods and subdivisions have merged together, and some of those just continue to use their original name today. For example, you'll often hear Greenbrier, a place in there, referred to as the Rutledge neighborhood. So if you see Rutledge in a listing, it typically refers to an area in the Greenbrier neighborhood that's on the city planner's map. Okay, so now I'll put my old teacher's hat away, and since we're in the Greenbrier Rutledge part of the neighborhood, we got to take a look at a home that's currently for sale there, right? And this one leans toward the higher end of Greenbrier's value range. But wow, is it unique. This mid-century contemporary home is currently active on the market at $1,250,000. It features 4 bedrooms, 3 full bathrooms, and was built in 1969. There's 3,206 square feet of finished living space, 1,955 of that's above ground, and that puts it right around $390 a square foot, and it sits on just over a half-acre lot. Now, I'll show you more photos here in just a second, but even from the exterior, you can see how the wooded lot creates incredible privacy. It really feels like you're tucked away in nature rather than in a neighborhood. The home has been thoughtfully updated without losing its original mid-century character, and the windows, here in just a second, take a look at them and you tell me what you think about this home in the comments. All right, next up is the Barracks Rugby neighborhood. You'll see it here in the north central area of Charlottesville, just inside the 250 bypass and Route 29. And when we peel back the neighborhood layer and look at the crime grade data underneath, this area is another one that consistently shows up in the stronger color ranges. But what really makes Barracks Rugby stand out is its convenience and day-to-day livability. This is one of those areas where you get a true Charlottesville mix. Established streets, mature trees, and a wide range of housing styles, from classic, older homes to more traditional residences. The neighborhood itself is made up of several smaller areas and distinct pockets, like we said before, that have naturally merged together over a period of time. Now, from here, you're well connected and have easy access to UVA, the corner in downtown Charlottesville. You're also just minutes from the Barracks Road shopping area for more groceries and more restaurants and everyday errands. Now, one of the ways this neighborhood is unique is that home values within Barracks Rugby aren't uniform. Certain pockets feature larger, higher-end homes on larger lots, while other sections offer smaller, more moderately priced homes. And that really gives buyers a wide range of options within the same overall neighborhood. Now, overall, I guess we'd say the feel here is convenient, established, and very Charlottesville. It's close to everything without feeling like you're in a cookie-cutter subdivision. Plus, a portion of the neighborhood borders on the Ravenna Trail that we talked about earlier. But now, let's talk home values. In 2025, there were 35 homes sold in the Barracks Rugby neighborhood, which gives us a larger data set than we saw in the Greenbrier neighborhood. The median price here came in at $675,000, while the average was significantly higher at $993,000. Overall, home values in Barracks Rugby typically range from about $400,000 to $2 million and beyond that as well. And that spread lines up with what we talked about earlier. It's a neighborhood made up of distinct pockets, offering everything from more modest homes to some of Charlottesville's most expensive and impressive homes. And of course, we'll take a look at one of the homes that's currently for sale. As a matter of fact, right now it's the only home that's currently for sale in the neighborhood. It's priced at $799,900. It has 4 bedrooms and 2 full bathrooms and was built in 1950. There are 1,972 square feet of finished living space, and there's an above ground, there's an additional 1,156 below ground that's unfinished. So if you break it down, it's $406 a square foot for the finished square footage, and it sits on a 0.37 acre lot. Now, one of the things that really stands out is how this home's been configured. The home's been modified into 2 separate units, which opens up some interesting possibilities. You could just live in the home as a single family, having the 4th bedroom as another kitchen. You could live in one side and rent out the other, or this could be a great option for a multi-generational family setup. So let's take a look at some photos of the house so you can see what that layout looks like in real life. All right, the final neighborhood we're going to talk about today is Locust Grove. You'll see it here on the map in the northeast part of Charlottesville. And when we peel back that layer once again and look at the crime grade data underneath, Locust Grove is yet another area, of course, good neighborhood video, right? That consistently shows up in the stronger color ranges. But just like the other neighborhoods we've talked about, the real value here goes far beyond the data. One of the things that really sets Locust Grove apart is how closely it is to Charlottesville's outdoor network as well. Just like Greenbrier, the Ravenna Trail runs directly through the neighborhood, giving residents access to everything from a leisurely stroll to a daily fitness jog. And that outdoor access continues with multiple nearby parks, including Northeast Park and Penn Park, which is home to the city's municipal Middle Creek golf course as well. Now, from a housing standpoint, Locust Grove is primarily made up of single-family homes, many built in the mid-1900s with mature trees and a settled residential feel. Most of the older homes are more moderately priced, though a handful reach into the $1 million plus range. In 2025, there were 38 homes that sold in the Locust Grove neighborhood. The median sales price came in at $647,000, while the average price was higher at $755,000. Overall home values in Locust Grove can range from about $350,000 up to $2 million, though you'll find that most homes typically fall in that $400,000 to $700,000 range. Now, Locust Grove also has a few newer pockets of homes within the area, such as a portion of the Lachlan Hill subdivision, which features upscale, urban-type, modern, contemporary-style single-family homes and townhomes. This subdivision also skews home values a bit higher when we include it in the overall Locust Grove neighborhood. When you separate that out, you see here a much different picture. Now, location-wise, Locust Grove strikes a nice balance. You're close to the 250 bypass, which gives you easy access to both Route 29 and the Pantops area, and of course, you're just a short drive from downtown Charlottesville. So let's talk about one of the more affordable homes that's currently for sale in the, I guess we call it the old Locust Grove part of the neighborhood. It's a cute little ranch, and trust me, at $389,000, it probably won't be on the market very long. It has 3 bedrooms and 2 full baths, and was built in 1972. There's a total of 1,478 square feet of finished living space. 1,056 of that's above ground. That's $196 a square foot, and it sits on a 0.24 acre lot. So what's the takeaway for today's video? Well, first of all, there's no such thing as a perfectly safe neighborhood. And anyone who tells you otherwise is really, they're oversimplifying a much bigger picture. But what you can do is look at the patterns, the lifestyles, and the neighborhood's livability, and that's exactly why neighborhoods like Greenbrier, Barracks Rugby, and Locust Grove continue to rise to the top for so many buyers. Each one offers something different, but they all share a few common things. They're established communities with strong location advantages, access to outdoor amenities, and a track record of people wanting to live there long term. And those aren't accidents. And that's exactly why Leslie and I don't just talk about numbers on this channel. We actually take you into these neighborhoods, walk the streets, and tour the homes, because while data matters, real life experience matters so much more. So if you're trying to find out where you fit into Charlottesville, that's exactly what we do. We help people every single day, and we'd love to help you understand the neighborhoods, the homes, and what living here actually looks like before you make the move. So if you're looking for that kind of help, we'd be honored to assist you. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're always happy to help. But until next time, when we're in another location, I'll see you around town. But wait, at the beginning of the video, I told you I'd share some crime data about Charlottesville with you. Well, rather than repeating myself, I'm going to go ahead and let this guy tell you all about it. Now, while I think it might be a little harsh, it's one of the reasons that the website Area Vibes gives Charlottesville an F when it comes to crime. Now, of course, they get their information, like we said, we've been talking about, from the FBI crime website. And as you can see, the total crime rate in Charlottesville is 69% greater than in the rest of the United States. But really, it's the property crime that causes this unbalance. When it's broken down, violent crime is 11% less than the national average. That's good. But property crime is a whopping 84% above the national average. It's really bad. So the final computation that Area Vibes uses to get their total crime rating is 35% property crime and 65% is violent crime. And because Charlottesville has such a high rate of property crime, even at only 35% of the total, it severely impacts the overall total crime rate that you have in Charlottesville. Now, this ranking seems to me to be a little bit harsh, as I said. I mean, we're not talking about anything close to what's happening in some of our major cities like San Francisco or Memphis or Chicago. However, Niche.com does kind of corroborate this data's legitimacy by using data from another year and giving Charlottesville a C overall. Now that's probably more of where I would rank Charlottesville. But once again, crime is not equal in all areas of Charlottesville, as in any town or city across the county. So there are great places in Charlottesville and maybe some places in Charlottesville that obviously have a little bit more crime taking place in them. Now, in a prior video, I gave my impression of Charlottesville's crime issue using this niche.com data. Here's what I said.
Now, in regards to Charlottesville, like any town or city, there are almost always areas of town where more crimes take place. But when Leslie and I are in Charlottesville, whether together or by ourselves, we don't feel threatened, and we've never experienced any violent or property crime. And of course, being a smaller city, it's very different than America's larger metropolitan areas as well when we talk about crime. But I do think that Charlottesville does need to crack down on crime, and I'm sure that's their desire as well. But by doing that, it's going to make a city which has so much to offer an even better place to live. And additionally, it's going to give Charlottesville residents a better peace of mind knowing that they're better protected as well.
Now, if you haven't watched that full video, I'd encourage you to watch it to find out more about our area and about crime in Charlottesville. Well, now that's a wrap. So, once again, I hope to see you around town.